Najimingan, Niluan Devi Pigram, Chair of NBY, Nyambaburi Yaru. It's my pleasure to bring the report from the NBY board to you today. NBY has spent a lot of time this year doing corporate governance and have done some restructuring which we'll all benefit from. We are halfway through the economic plan and the staff has been working tirelessly to make sure that we are within the strategic plan that has been developed for the next 5 years. Although it has been a demanding year, there has been good results in a number of areas which we should be proud of. Nyambaburi Yaru is meeting its commitments to create a sustainable economic base with innovation and diverse investments. In this way, we can continue for Yaru in projects such as language, housing, health and business opportunity.
2017 has been a busy year for Yaru with a number of major projects across the different areas of our organisation. The Liangan Nyirwa Healing Centre is beginning construction. It will be a significant wellbeing facility with a range of community development programs based on the concept of Mabu Lian. The public art project has already begun with local artists designing sculptures for the gardens. Other projects will also soon become active after much work has been done over the last year.
The last financial year has been very critical for NBY and also for the PBC and the Yaru corporate group overall. We're at the stage where we are faced with significant challenges, but we've also come a long way in terms of developing our management capacity and also our professional board development programs. There are important projects on the way, like the review of the Indigenous land use agreements, which were signed with the state and the Shire about 5 years ago. These are critical reviews, and we would hope to move this towards some final conclusion in the next 12 months. There's also been, we've started to renegotiate with the ILC in respect to taking back the Roebuck Plains Station lease, given the current state of the market at the moment and the need for the Yaru people to be able to generate the kind of revenue required to sustain the very successful community programs that we've had in place over the last 5 years.
NBY is developing a collaborative care model in collaboration with the government and not-for-profit sector. The project is a holistic wellbeing model that will improve health and wellbeing outcomes for the local community and increase opportunities for employment. The Wallalanga Yaru Nganga adult language course is in its second year in our Mabu Yaru Nganga Language Centre. The 12 Yaru adults in the 2-year program are bringing Yaru language back into daily use. The aim is to have 20 Yaru language speakers by 2021 to meet the demand for Yaru language in schools and other industries. 3 students are also undertaking training with the Department of Education for teaching languages other than English. NBY continues to assist our elderly community members with practical household maintenance and support. Our community and social activities also help to keep people connected with their family networks. Important cultural connections are enhanced with trips on country. The generosity of our elders is seen when they share experience and knowledge with our staff and students. The Youth Excellence Fund has been reviewed. It is now a scholarship program to support young people who are either high achievers in their field or those seeking assistance to further their education or training. It's good to see young Yaru people taking a leading role following the Kimberley Youth Suicide Prevention Forum. A number of people have been instrumental in developing better responses to this critical issue. In the last 12 months, the number of young people in the federal government's Transition to Work program has grown. NBY's Skills program takes young people out on country to gain practical skills that will help them to refocus on their goals for work or training. The Cultural Leadership course used participants' knowledge and skills to tell stories that reflect on local history. They also learnt useful skills that will equip them for the workforce. Early childhood development is a critical area, and NBY continues to deliver the internationally recognised HIPPY program for Yaru families with preschool-aged children. Parents are encouraged to think of themselves as their child's first teacher and support their children as they successfully transition to school. Yaru cultural development is fundamental to Yaru's group strategy. This year has seen many performances of Nulu and production of artefacts, which involves sharing traditional knowledge with Yaru community members. Visits on country, smoking ceremonies and other activities often involve staff from across NBY, and it increases knowledge and Mabu Liang. The Cultural Immersion Program is sought out by corporate and government agencies and offers an insight into Yawuru beliefs and values. Requests for Welcome to Country and smoking ceremonies are increasing, with high-profile events for the NBN, broom races, the Governor of WA and the Prime Minister. The innovative Mangara Archive and Bugarigara Nyurang projects continue to build a collection based on Yawuru history, including artefacts, stories and cultural heritage material for interpretation. New projects include a herbarium and the cemetery project for repatriation of heritage material. This year there were a number of events based on NBY's projects, including the live Jetty to Jetty stories for Shinju Matsuri, and in partnership with the Shire of Broome, Beyond the Common Gate was exhibited for the 50th anniversary of the 1967 referendum. Housing has always been important for Yawuru people. Housing improves the well-being of our whole community, improving health and creating stability for families. NBY has been working with the state government to develop a housing program that will support various initiatives to improve housing security in Broome. An MOU with the Department of Communities allows the parties to work together on housing options for the local community, ranging from supported housing to home ownership programs. A highlight for NBY's Environmental Services team was the dedication of the Yawuru Indigenous Protected Area. NBY hosted a public celebration in August with about 150 guests at Roebuck Plains Station. The event celebrated the dedication and showcased the ongoing work by the team who research, monitor and manage the wetlands and IPA area, giving us a deeper understanding of country. The 5 country managers are working on their Certificate 3 in Conservation and Land Management Studies. Over the year they have worked on projects on the IPA and joint management areas, including weed mapping, fencing and turtle monitoring. The Spectacled Hare Wallaby project had great outcomes. The country managers worked with rangers from the Nyikina Mangala and Garajati groups to set camera traps and track evidence of the endangered mammals in the area. They presented their findings at the 12th International Mammalogical Conference in Perth. Yawuru continues to work with Parks and Wildlife on joint management areas, including the Nagulagan Roebuck Bay Marine Park. The value and sophistication of GIS mapping continues to grow. It is used for sophisticated vegetation mapping and to identify locations for agriculture with the lowest environmental and cultural impact. NBY has a partnership with the ANU, who are working on a geospatial land use decision-making tool called AMOLA, which will assist Yawuru decisions about land use. The Native Title, Future Acts and Heritage team are working on 4 projects with the KLC outside the Rubibi determination area. Cultural monitoring has been undertaken for a range of clients, including the Shire of Broome, the Water Corporation, Main Roads and the Broome Volunteer Sea Rescue Service. In April, the Yawuru Economic Development Business Plan was endorsed by the boards. NBY is developing economic opportunities and diversifying its investments to increase prosperity for Yawuru people and for the whole Kimberley economy.
So I would say that what we're doing at the moment is consolidating our position. We're preparing ourselves to take on a more robust and a more aggressive push towards building our economic future, but also our ability to be able to engage with the economy not only in Broome but also more broadly across Australia.
Yawuru is critical to the local and regional economy as a major landholder and leading local organisation. Projects in the Kimberley will lead to training and employment opportunities for Yawuru people. Other projects in renewable energy and major commercial projects on Yawuru land are also being explored. Yawuru continues to capitalise on its intrinsic and economic assets to improve the local economy.
Historically, we've always looked within Australia, looked to Perth, we look south, we look east, but we haven't really looked to the north of where we are. And we know that with the growth in the industries and the economy, both in China and Southeast Asia, We sit right on the very edge of the precipice of the Indian Ocean, and 1.5 hours away from us are 260 million Indonesian people who are looking towards trading and getting a better relationship here in Australia. An important part of all of this is the development of our Yawu's white paper. It's about developing a policy position and framework to work towards over the next 10 years, and largely the white paper addresses the question of what is Yawuru capital, both in terms of our cultural, our social capital and values, what are the land assets that we've been able to obtain through the previous ILUA negotiations, and how we use that into the future to generate revenue, to be able to attract that money into the company, so that we can in fact further underwrite the development of the Yawuru community in terms of looking after our elders, in terms of education scholarships, in terms of working with housing for a better housing and wraparound services program for Yawuru and other Aboriginal people in the Broome area.
Our boards have continued to increase their capacity with corporate checks and balances such as the new Investment Audit and Risk Committee. John Hoon joined the NBY board as an independent director this year. All directors have participated in the governance improvement and training program that builds capacity and empowerment for professional and strategic decision making to benefit Yawuru programs and opportunity. 4 community events held during the year were very positive. Each event had a different focus, and there was a record turnout for the Yawuru Showcase at the NBY office in July. The Yawuru Corporate Group Strategic Plan 2016 to 2020 has been published, and operational plans implemented by each unit to deliver on outcomes. There has been lower staff turnover and increased engagement this year, which has improved our project outcomes. Our office refurbishment that happened in January has improved our productivity too. Yawuru is increasing its participation in strategic planning and policy issues across the region and in national debates. Northern Australian development is vital for the nation, and Yawuru engagement will ensure Indigenous people have a seat at the table as the economic future of the region is developed. The profile of Yawuru is growing, along with better management of social media and public and media engagement. A highlight of the year was the visit from Prime Minister Turnbull, indicating that Yawuru is considered a nationally significant organisation. The Yawuru Branding Project established a relationship with the University of Technology in Sydney, who undertook extensive research and community consultation. Design work has continued in-house on a contemporary brand that connects Yawuru to its heritage and community, and looks towards the future.
It's been a challenging year, and it's going to be another couple of challenging years. We're working very hard to be able to build the foundations for a very successful and very importantly successful economic base for Yawuru people, so that we can continue to develop our independence and our resilience, and hopefully provide opportunities for our communities across the whole spectrum.
I thank you very much for the support for the Yawuru Nation, and Galia Mabu.